Returns. He had a kick return for 52 yards. He ran back a punt 64 yards for the touchdown. That's the second time he's done that this season. Huskies making their way onto the near side of the field. Bloomsburg wearing their maroon jerseys with the maroon helmets, maroon pants, gold numerals and trim. And the Mountaineers of Mansfield have also made their way on the field, warming up in the end zone to a right. Mountaineers wearing their white jerseys with the black helmets, black pants, red numerals and trim. We mentioned the numbers by Sean Smith in the return category. Sean is number 1 in the PSAC now in punt returns, and he's 4th in the entire nation in that category. Andy Lickney with us for Bloomsburg University football this afternoon. Andy, sometimes I think when we talk about these looks past this game or looking past that game, I think that's just a media imagination. You only get a certain amount of football games in a college career, and I can't imagine any Husky that's on the field at Redmond Stadium before a good Parents' Day crowd on a Sunday afternoon is thinking about anything but the task at hand, and that's Mansfield.
Certainly, the task at hand always is what you have to focus upon. It's just human nature. You're playing now. It's going to be physical exertion. You're loosening up. You're limbering up. It's a perfect day for football. A huge crowd is here, and right now the focus is totally upon Mansfield. A part of the mind might be looking at the rest of the schedule and the big picture. That's human nature as well. But there's only so many Saturdays in a football season. I think that really hit home when you suffer an injury like Steve Foster suffered this week. A guy who plays his heart out every week saw his career come to an end pretty much with a severe ankle injury. And I think it makes people realize how much each game is worth when you see a player go down like that.
The Huskies will get the football to start this ball game. Bill McGeever is the referee, the umpire Robert Webb. The rest of the officiating crew, the head linesman is Joe Reichwein, the line judge John Cadova, the field judge George Gacy, the back judge is Steve Angelo, the clock operator Frank Savino, and Norm Garfield is the 25-second clock operator. Bloomsburg will move from our right to our left. Mansfield actually won the toss and deferred to the second half. And Andy, if I'm Mansfield, I do not kick the ball to Sean Smith.
Sean Smith has been tremendous. In fact, probably in the course of this game, he will set the career all-purpose yardage record. He needs 73 yards to do it, and he has the talent to do it right here returning this kickoff.
Jason Johnston kicks off, and the 70th meeting between Mansfield and Bloomsburg is underway. The kick comes up short to Rasheed Braddock. He hands off to Sean Smith, and Smith looking for some running room, gets over the 30 out to the 33. There is a flag down on the play.
Might have been a forward handoff. The flag was much later than that. It came out right at the end of the play. The throw from an official at quite a distance. So if we see some unique signal, anticipate that the handoff went ahead, and that would penalize the Huskies. No, it's going to be a holding call. So it'll be from the point of the tackle, move it back 10 yards from there.
Well, Mansfield did not kick the ball to Sean Smith, but the Huskies found a way to get it to him, and they end up with pretty good field position, or would have had it not been for the hold. While the officials are marking off the penalty, let's check the defense for Mansfield. The front four, Joel Cardbo, probably the marquee player in this unit, along with Jim Nicholson, the corner. They are all PSAC-type players. Mike Seaton, Pat Ginther out of Pottsville, and Joe Scriba, the front four. Matt Guzovich, Jim Ludwig, and Matt Williams are the linebackers. We'll check the secondary after this play. The Huskies have it 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Herb Ziegler is the tailback in the I formation, but McNamee's going to throw as he rolls left, fires the pass to the sideline. There's Ron Loco. And he's knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets to the 33-yard line. A 12-yard pickup and a first down. Charles Morrison, the free safety, ran him out. Morrison is joined by Jeremiah Van Orden, who's the strong safety. Jim Nicholson, an outstanding corner on one side, and J.J. Cleaver, starting in his second season out of Berwick High School, at the other corner. 1st and 10 Huskies at their own 33-yard line. Ziegler gets his first carry, and he fumbles the football. The scramble is on the 34-yard line, and Bloomsburg able to get on the ball. Herb Ziegler has had a lot of carries this season and very, very few fumbles. His first try today, he coughs it up. Actually, never really had the handle on the ball. It's right at the 33. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Play started out a bit funky. He slipped out of the I formation, lost his balance. Now as he's coming to take the handoff, the ball to a different level because he had slipped, never got it cleanly.
2nd and 10, Bloomsburg at their own 33-yard line. Sean Smith wide to the right side. Long count by McNamee. Back to throw, fires the quick out, incomplete. Boy, that was read beautifully across the way, and it's lucky for Bloomsburg that the pass was thrown high because J.J. Cleaver, that cornerback out of Berwick, was right in front of Sean Smith at the pass.
Smith that tight, though, is that Sean Smith can take it deep on you.
Smith now wide to the left. Loco in the slot this way. 3rd down and 10. McNamee back to throw. Has some time. Now the pass rush. Dumps it off at the last moment. Incomplete. Dave Lowman, the tight end, was there, but McNamee basically throwing it into the ground. Jim McCaffrey on the punt for the Huskies, standing back at his 18-yard line. Long count. Snap is a good one. McCaffrey gets the kick away, and it is a beauty. Fielded back at the 15-yard line, and the return out to the 22-yard line. Well, getting down to make the play is Justin Bent. Frank Babula and Jay Brook are the linebackers. Jay Zaransky and Derek Lynch at the corners. Zamani Hammond, Ben Hennicle at the safeties. First play for Mansfield. Donady gets the call, and Frank Babula with a terrific defensive play. Comes across the line, brings Donady back for a loss. Babula leading the team in tackles. 6'2", 222-pound senior co-captain out of Hazleton.
Mansfield's going to try to run the ball. Because of injuries at quarterback, lack of experience there, they're really not going to be a passing threat. Last week, Millersville realized early in the first period that this team was going to do nothing but run and stack 9 men against it.
Williams wide to the right side. Donady is the lone running back. Keating fakes to him, and he's rolling right, looking to throw, and he fires, and he has a man for a first down over the 42-yard line. On target was Mike Keating on his first pass of the afternoon. He hits Mike Brezovic, and Brezovic picks up the first down before Ben Hennicle can make the stop.
Nice play-action faking. We mentioned this team primarily will run, so the fake held the rush a little bit, and then he rolled away from it to buy himself time. Tight end is dragging from the back side, coming toward the side of the roll. That's very difficult to cover, especially if linebackers are coming up on the run. A nice play.
20 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers at their own 42. Keating gives to Donady. Tries the left side. He's gunned down back at the 39-yard line. Ben Hennicle from his safety position comes in and makes the stop, and a 3-yard loss back to the 39.
Huskies will be gunning to stop the run. In particular, they'll be keying on Jason Donady. Outstanding talent from Marion High School. He's a great running back. He averages 111 yards per game. He's on pace to be a 1,000-yard rusher for the first person in Mansfield history to do that. But everyone's going to be watching him when he gets the ball.
Slot to the right side. 2nd and 13. Keating on a roll. In big trouble. He'll be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Matt Romano, Jay Brook, Josh Klein, all coming hard on the Mansfield quarterback, who will lose 16 on the play and bring up 3rd and 29.
Coming very, very hard. Huskies had 10 sacks in the season prior to that one. They read the fake. They did not honor the run. They kept coming after that quarterback. They realized that play action will be effective if they don't read it properly. They stayed with Keating and brought him down for a huge loss.
Slot to the left side. Herchick wide right. 3rd down and long call coming. And Keating gives on the delay to Lee Brannon, and Brannon's over the 25 out to the 28-yard line before Matt Romano can make the stop. Brannon, a freshman out of Bethlehem Catholic, gets the call, picks up 5, but 4th and 25, and Mansfield with the punt unit on.
A lot of redshirt freshmen starting for Mansfield. It's a rather young team. They had a true freshman starting at quarterback in Lucas Smith prior to his injury.
Matt Hamley standing back at his 15-yard line, and Sean Smith, 4th leading punt return man in the nation, awaiting for the Huskies. The snap is there, and Hanley gets the kick away, and it's a very poor kick off the side of his foot. And it goes out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it, but Bloomsburg will get it in terrific field position with 10:56 to go in a scoreless 1st and 10. Huskies at their own 49-yard line. From the I formation, Sigler, the tailback, gets the call. Terrific move at the 45. Breaks the tackle. Cuts it outside the 35. Down the far sideline, the 20. And ridden out of bounds around the 13-yard line by J.J. Cleaver. A terrific effort by Herb Sigler, and the Huskies in business at the Mountaineer 14.
Beautiful run. He had a nice seam off the right side. His lineman opened the hole initially, but then he used his vision to break it down the right sideline. He had the option of cutting in or cutting out. Head fake to the inside, took it wide, and beautiful running in open field.
36 yards on the carry. 1st and 10, Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 15-yard line. Loco wide left, Smith wide right, but the call goes to John Johnson, the fullback. He's got running room and runs over tackler inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. Jeremiah Van Orden, the strong safety, a junior out of Dallas, made the tackle but paid the price, and he's down on the play. A strong run by John Johnson.
A nice seam off.
He's with a 1st and goal at the Mansfield 3-yard line. Bloomsburg looking to get on the board here early in the first quarter. This is the Huskies' second possession. First one, they got 1 first down on the pass to Ron Loco, and then Mansfield held. Now Bloomsburg threatening, as Johnson will be ahead of Sigler in the I formation. Loco on a wing to the left, comes in motion right. McNamee takes the handoff, fakes to Sigler. No, it's a give to Sigler, and he goes nowhere. He's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So Sigler gets nowhere. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Rich Entrott, the freshman linebacker out of West Scranton, in on the play.
He's a talented linebacker, but their number 1 tackler, Jim Ludwig, was supposed to get the start. He did come out in uniform, but he's suffering a series of injuries, a thumb injury, a shoulder injury, a knee injury, and really they don't feel he's going to be able to do much for the team, so we'll see a lot of Entrott in the middle.
Sigler actually lost a yard, so it's 2nd and goal from the 4. McNamee takes the snap, flag flies, fires into the end zone. Loco grabs it for a touchdown. Well, let's check the flag.
There was a bit of a funky motion with Lelko. He was the motion man, turned one way, came back, and then was directed to go the other. As the quarterback moved, and then he went in motion, it's going to be interpreted as 2 men in motion at the same time. So when McNamee motions with his arm to Lelko, he is moving as Lelko is also. So the team is not set the full 2nd. So we're going to see an illegal shift called. That'll move the Huskies back and negate the touchdown.
So it is 2nd down and goal. Bloomsburg having some problems in the early going here. They were very, very sharp on the road at Cheney last week. Very, very few mistakes. Big one there brings them back to the 9-yard line where they have a 2nd down and goal. Sigler, the tailback in the eye.
Unbalanced line.
Loco on a wing left, gives to Sigler, tries the left side, gets inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line. Charles Morrison, the free safety, comes up and makes the play. Tight end alignment from the 3-yard line. McNamee rolls right, fire to the end zone. Loco cannot hang on. Had the ball right in his hands, just could not pull it in. Would have been 6, and the field goal unit will come on.
Don't see that very often. It was there. He ran into his man. He just collided with the free safety, Charles Morrison, and then bounced off of that and broke to the corner almost by design. He was open, the ball on target in his hands, but he loses the focus and allows it to drop.
Loco will do the holding now at the 10-yard line. 20-yard field goal attempt by freshman Tom Boop at a tough angle. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out of the field. 9:06 to go in the first quarter play with the score. Bloomsburg 3 and Mansfield nothing. Much, Dave. And a reminder, Dave Delbo will be with us throughout the football game with the scores from this afternoon, and he'll be the host of the Scoreboard Show following our broadcast today from Redmond Stadium. Huskies are on the board first. Tom Boop with his 2nd field goal of the season, and now Boop kicks off, but flags and whistles will bring it back.
Not sure if they gave the ready for play whistle. The Huskies came out of the huddle, and as they're spreading to their position, Boop actually starts toward the ball. Could catch the receiving team sleeping a little bit because they don't see him in position. There's not going to be a flag, but they're going to nullify that kickoff because the officiating crew had not set it as ready for play.
For the Mountaineers, along with Jason Williams, and Boop will try it again. Approaches the ball, and the kick is high and deep and 5 5 yards deep. Jason Williams will down it. Tom Boop with the wind at his back nails one, and Mansfield will put it in play at their own 20-yard line.
Actually, the wind is somewhat swirling. If you look at the banners on each goalpost, they're both blowing toward the center of the field, so it's hard to say how much the wind did assist him. In any case, he really got the leg into that kick, sailed it high, and it did fly.
1st and 10 for Mansfield, their second possession of the football game. Mike Keating, the junior out of Coughlin High School, at the quarterback controls. And Jason Donady is the lone running back behind Keating. Donady has been held in check to this point. He gets the call, tries the left side, and he'll lose yardage again. Jason Grimm, the 264-pound senior out of Northampton, comes across. This is a Bloomsburg defense that's very, very tough against the rush. And if Donady is going to keep his streak alive of 5 consecutive 100 or more yards rushing games, he'll have to go some today.
Huskies only give up 92 yards on the ground to an entire team in the course of a game. And without much of a passing threat, Donady is going to be keyed upon.
2nd and 12, and Bloomsburg coming hard as Keating's back to throw, and he fires it incomplete. Hard to tell whether it was intended for Pavinsky, the tight end, or Jason Williams, the wide receiver. And Keating didn't have a lot of time to make any decision like that. Huskies coming hard. 3rd down and 12.
3rd and 12 is a passing situation for a team that's been suffering at quarterback with a series of injuries and not having extremely strong receivers either. Some teams will try a draw call, but the defense is going to be very aware of the draw.
3rd down and 12, Mansfield at their own 18. Slot to the right side, and back to throw is Keating. Big pass rush, fires to Donady to the far side, breaks away from one tackler, but then is brought down short of the 25-yard line. Jay Zoransky and Josh Klein coming up to make the play. Chris Luft with a good rush on the quarterback Keating. So Mansfield gets the little swing pass to Donady complete for about 6. But 4th down and the punt unit on. Matt Hanley's first punt of the day was just 23 yards. Sean Smith back in single safety for the Huskies.
No return on the short punt, though.
And that's always a plus for the opposition. Hanley gets this one away, angles it away from Sean Smith toward the sideline. Smith fields it at his 28-yard line and backtracks. Looks like he's in big trouble, and he is. He's brought down back at the 23. A flag flies around the point of the tackle.
I'd anticipate a face mask. I didn't see it clearly, but the flag was thrown at the tackle spot itself. A man was up high with a forearm near that helmet. But no, Mansfield is pointing against the Huskies, so apparently near the play there was a blocking infraction.
Referee indicating illegal use of hands against the Huskies.
A bad handoff because of a slip. All of this really isn't part of their game normally.
1st and 10, Bloomsburg at their own 11-yard line. Sigler gets the call, tries the right side, and is ridden down as he picks up about 4 to the 15-yard line. Jim Ludwig, a sophomore linebacker, 6 foot, 215-pounder out of Honesdale High School, leading the way for Mansfield. 4 yards on the pickup by Irvin Sigler. 2nd down and 6, Bloomsburg.
Ludwig plays middle linebacker. We mentioned he's playing hurt. He's going to give it the best effort he can, but we'll see Rich Entrod in replacing him. They're subbing with him for a lot of this game.
Dave Lolleman is the tight end on the left side. 2nd down, Huskies from their own 15-yard line. Long count by McNamee. Give to Sigler. Has an opening off the left side. Cuts it to the outside. Turns the corner at the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45-yard line. Over midfield to the 48-yard line. Sigler got some great blocking for the offensive line to start, and then what a terrific job downfield by Ron Loco. He stayed with that and stayed with it all the way, and a long run results.
There was great blocking all along. People were fronted, they created the seam, and then the blocking downfield allows him to work his way to the Husky sideline. He needed one more man to beat, but that man kept him in check.
37 yards on the carry. 1st and 10, Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 48-yard line. Now Brett Kozlowski is the lone running back behind Glenn McNamee, and Kozlowski will get his first chance, and he turns the corner and has some room inside the 40, inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Brett Kozlowski with his first carry. And Richie Carmel, now in that defensive unit for the Mountaineers, makes the stop, but not before Kozlowski, the junior from North Lebanon, picks up 14 yards and a first down.
He's a strong runner. Didn't have many carries in the last game, but here he comes off hard, bursts ahead on his first carry, and moves the change for his team. Averages 5.4 yards a carry.
Mansfield digging in defensively as McNamee play action back to throw. Big pass rush, gets away, fires along for Smith. Jump ball in the end zone, tipped it incomplete. Smith actually came back and had to battle with J.J. Cleaver. McNamee did a terrific job of avoiding the rush. Looked like a sure sack, but made a nice move. It did get the pass away. Didn't have quite enough on it. Resulted in a jump ball in the end zone with Smith coming over the top of Cleaver to knock it away.
I think he felt that if he throws it as far as he can, he'll at least avoid the sack and have the potential for the touchdown. But there was outstanding coverage down there by Berwick's J.J. Cleaver.
Second down and 10. Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 34. Sigler again, the tailback in the I formation. He gets the call, has running room up the middle, cuts it to the outside, to the 25, turns the corner to the 20-yard line. Jim Nicholson finally made the stop along with J.J. Cleaver, but another good effort by Sigler. And Andy, again, we saw a wide receiver downfield helping with the blocking, that time Sean Smith.
Sean Smith is there. Buck Erdley did this so well last year that you pointed out in the film and you serve as a role model. Now we see his understudies who were the starters this year picking up the same pace. The downfield block and spring the big run. 92 yards now on this quarter for Sigler.
Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 18-yard line with a 1st and 10. McNamee gives the ball to John Johnson. Nothing there. He's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Pulls it off the right side, maybe a yard. Joel Cardbow, John Greer among the people in on the play for Mansfield.
Defensive games on the inside stuffed that play. Nowhere to run.
Lelko wide left. Randy Davidson wide to the right side from the Mansfield 17 on 2nd down and 9. McNamee on a long count takes the snap and he's back to throw, and he's looking long for Lelko over the shoulder. Tip, no, it's batted away. Good defensive work by Charles Morrison. McNamee laid that up nicely, and Lelko looked like he was about to make the over-the-shoulder catch, but then Morrison, a sophomore out of Reading, 6'2", 179-pounder, was able to bat it away. It'll be 3rd and 9 at the 17.
Star at his cornerbacks. They look good on pass defense.
Big call Huskies, 3rd and 9 at the Mountaineers 17. And the give on the play is to Sigler trying to left side, and he'll get only to about the 11-yard line. Joe Scriba makes the stop. So a 6-yard pickup, 4th and 3, and the field goal unit on once again.
Coming on, they might try to bark signals and draw Mansfield offside. Otherwise, this ball will be spotted on the left hash, right about the 17, 18-yard line.
So Lelko will do the holding. 28-yard field goal attempt by Tom Boop, who hit a 20-yarder earlier. Adam Wrights does the snapping. It's a good snap. The placement, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 4:32 to go in the first quarter play with the score. Bloomsburg 6, Mansfield nothing. Tom Boop, the freshman from Berwick, with a couple of field goals. 1 of 20, 1 of 28, and Bloomsburg with a 6-0 lead with 4 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Boop, following his second field goal, kicks off. And Joel Williams up the middle at the 10-yard line. To the 20, bounces at the outside to the 25, to the 30, the 35, the 40, and out to the 45-yard line. Well, Bloomsburg has not covered kicks well at all this season, and once again, they get burned on a good return by Jason Williams of Mansfield.
With effort on the part of the coaches, they're trying a series of different strategies to improve that kick coverage. They're noticeable here, but still a long return.
Donady, the lone running back, behind quarterback Matt Keating, and Keating play action, rolls right, and he fires, and he has a man for a first down to the Bloomsburg 15-yard line. Derek Lynch makes the stop as Bob Woodward makes the grab for the Mountaineers.
Same type of pattern, though, a backside drag. Nice play action faking. The Huskies anticipating the run to complement the running game.
Bob Woodward not even on the 2-deep, catches a pass for 19 yards and a first down. Donady takes the handoff from Keating, tries the right side, and nothing doing. Derek Lynch and Josh Klein combine on the stop for the Huskies, who have not allowed Mansfield anything on the ground. Just a yard there. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the Bloomsburg 35.
Donady is a great talent who's going to unfortunately suffer because of the lack of the passing game. He's a super runner, but without the balance, teams can really key on him. Recently was awarded the first annual Pompey Award in honor of a Mansfield athlete who died. He was given that last week, a $3,000 scholarship in his name.
Donady on a delay. This time has a little bit of running room, but then Bloomsburg closes quickly at the 32-yard line. Hole opened up, but Frank Babula closed it quickly from his middle linebacker position. And Jason Donady, the junior from Marion Catholic, was able to pick up just 3. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Mansfield. So big call for the Mountaineers coming at the Bloomsburg 32. They trail the Huskies 6-0 here in the first quarter.
Play action pass might go, but the Huskies won't really honor the run fake in this situation. They've tried to screen and they've tried to draw rather than throwing in throwing situations.
Jason Williams wide to the right. Nate Davison a slot to the left. Keating back to throw. Fires incomplete. Intended for Donady, who had been knocked down by Jay Brook. Frank Babul all over the quarterback, Mike Keating.
Keating saw that Donady was going to be covered as he flared out to the left, so he held it an extra count. As that running back then turns it upfield, Brooks does trip him up in the backfield, so he's on the ground as the ball is being delivered.
Matt Hanley back to punt, and Derek Lynch back deep for the Huskies. 4th down and 6 Mansfield. The Bloomsburg 32. Good place for a fake, but it looks like Hanley's going to punt it away as he heads for the corner, tries to knock it out inside the 5, does so at the 2-yard line. Bloomsburg with a double tight end alignment. Josh Klein to the left, Dave Lolleman to the right. I formation. Sigler takes the handoff in the end zone and squirts out over the 5 to about the 6-yard line before Jim Ludwig, the middle linebacker, can make the play for the Mountaineers. About 4 yards for Sigler, a little bit of breathing room for the Huskies. 2nd down and 6 at their 6.
Check the official statistics at the break. He now has 9 carries for 109 yards. Tremendous pace this early in the game.
Still 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Now Klein comes out of there as a tight end, and Sean Smith replaces him at wide receiver. 2nd down, Bloomsburg at their own 6-yard line. McNamee barking signals. Mansfield jumped across. Flags fly.
Huskies also had movement, though. Adam Wrights at right tackle jumped. He can't move with that movement. Which way will it be marked? Against the Huskies.
Half the distance back to the 3-yard line. It's been a mistake-filled first quarter for Bloomsburg as they will face a 2nd down and 9 back at the 3.
Any one mistake is excusable. Any one lapse, any one problem, you can blow it off. When you have 4 or 5 or 6 of them, they compound. And, a team that you should dominate is in the game with you.
2nd down and 9. McNamee rolling right in the end zone. Wants to throw, and the pass is picked off across the way. No, incomplete. Incomplete. The ruling is that Morrison caught the ball out of bounds.
Ooh, tough ruling for Mansfield. Their people are on the sidelines and wanted to see that ball as an interception. He only needs to get that 1 foot down and inbounds, but apparently as he's focusing on the ball, he had stepped out. So that is a big break for the Huskies. McNamee rolling in his own end zone, throws the ball downfield. Morrison makes a great play to get in the position to take the interception, but just not enough sideline to get that 1 foot in.
Now it is 3rd down and 9, and Bloomsburg needs a big play. They're backed up at their own 3-yard line. Brett Kozlowski is the lone running back. A slot to the left. The give is to Kozlowski. Up the middle. Has some running room. Over the 15. Out to the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 Huskies. Jim Nicholson makes the play, but a huge play it was by Brett Kozlowski and that offensive line that provided the room.
You certainly have to give him a lot of credit. Huskies without a huddle, Jim, so they're going to go right on to this with that same series of personnel.
14 yards on the carry. 1st and 10. Bloomsburg at the 17. Slot to the right side. McNamee takes the snap, and he's rolling right, and he fires to the sideline. Randy Davidson makes the grab and is belted out of bounds by Morrison across the way. So Bloomsburg deciding that perhaps to pick up the pace offensively. Maybe we'll get this offense in gear. And Davidson makes the grab. We'll see where they're marking the football, and they're bringing it back.
They're bringing bringing it back, and they're not spotting it at the line of scrimmage, though.
It is the line of scrimmage. It is 17-yard line, and evidently they ruled incomplete. Not a real clear ruling as far as up to the press box is concerned, so evidently they're ruling that Davidson was out of bounds. 2nd down and 10. McNamee gives on a draw to Kozlowski, cuts it outside at the 25 to the 30, breaks the tackle to the 35, the 40, and belted out of bounds across the way near midfield.
And give him the ball on a critical carry, and he makes the 1st down. Mansfield seeing Sigler out of there may anticipate pass. If he gets the 1st down, now he bursts ahead for another big gain of bringing his team near midfield.
32 yards in the carry by Brett Kozlowski. 1st and 10, Huskies at their own 49. Sigler back in there as the tailback in the I formation. Long count by Glenn McNamee. Takes the snap, and he's back to throw, and he has time, and he's looking long for Loco, and Loco comes back on the ball and makes a terrific catch at the 14-yard line. Loco was on his back, Morrison on the coverage, and somehow Ron Loco hangs on to the ball, and Bloomsburg with a 1st down at the Mountaineer 15.
He actually pushed off of Morrison, but the ball was underthrown, so after that separation, he has to come back for the ball. He falls to the ground, and he tips it back to himself to make that catch. No huddle again.
36 yards on the reception. From the Mansfield 15, McNamee back to throw, and he rolls right, and he fires to the sideline. Loco dives again and makes another good grab. This one at the 5-yard line. Close to another Bloomsburg 1st down.
Speeding things up. The tempo of the game prohibits the team from having time to think. They're getting into a rhythm. They know they can be successful. They're more in an automatic pattern now. No nonchalance, an up-tempo game. Get people moving.
And Mansfield wants to talk about it. They'll call a timeout. With 1st quarter of play, Bloomsburg leading Mansfield 6-0, and the Huskies on a terrific drive right here. It started back at their own 2-yard line. Following the Mansfield timeout, the Huskies at the Mountaineer 5-yard line with a 2nd down and 1. And Andy, it's been the hurry-up offense that seemingly has turned things around.
It takes you out of that deliberate mode where you have too much time to think or you try to get too relaxed. If the team gets into their automatic frame of mind and plays the way they're used to playing, things will happen. By changing the tempo, they change the attitude of the team, and it's been successful.
Sigler, the tailback in the eye. 2nd and 1 for the 5. Gets the call. Herb Sigler up the middle into the end zone for a Bloomsburg touchdown. Sigler gets a great block straight ahead and goes in for the Huskies' first 6-pointer of the day.
Hit the A-gap between center Victor Brown and Tim Bear. Running hard, John Johnson leading the way. Also was able to front the man, so he pretty much goes in untouched. In tag football, they might have the stop, and 2-hand tag they wouldn't have. A great seam created by the lineman and the fullback on the inside. Huskies want the ball on the left hash. They're going for 2.
At Bloomsburg with 12 points now, and will go for the 2-point conversion. McNamee takes the snap, rolls right, fires for Loco, makes the grab for the 2 points. McNamee to Loco. Timeout on the field, 26 seconds to go in the 1st quarter of play with the score. Bloomsburg 14 and Mansfield nothing. We'll be back. Herb Sigler, the outstanding junior from George Washington High School in Philadelphia, with his 11th rushing touchdown of the season, capping an 8-play, 98-yard scoring drive by the Huskies, who now lead it 14-0. And Tom Boop will kick off. His kick will come up short, and Lee Brannon at the middle of the field at the 12-yard line to the 15 to the 20, and Brannon is knocked back around the 25-yard line. Chris Acuff getting down to make the play for the Huskies. So just 19 seconds remaining in this 1st quarter, and Bloomsburg, who struggled a bit in the quarter, put together a terrific drive and now leads 14-0.
Yeah, they didn't do it in the standard way. They went over to Brett Kozlowski while they're pinned in deep in their own territory, 3rd and long. He runs them out of the hole on some successive plays. They go to the no-huddle offense and do it unconventionally.
Donady is the lone running back. Keating gives the ball, and he tries the middle, and nothing doing. Again, Bloomsburg closes quickly, maybe a half-yard on the play, as Jason Donady, the outstanding running back from Marion Catholic, having his problems here in the 1st quarter. Matt Romano closing along with Gary Fittery as the 1st quarter comes to an end. With the score, Bloomsburg 14 and Mansfield nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. the sunshine of Redmond Stadium. 14-0, Bloomsburg leading it. Boy, some big plays turning things around in that first quarter. Huskies leading 6-0, had a 3rd down and 9 at their own 3-yard line. And Brett Kozlowski with a 14-yard run. The Huskies eventually finishing that drive with the only touchdown of the ball game. Starting the second quarter, Mansfield with the ball. Keating fakes handoff, rolls left, keeps the football, and is brought down by Alec Wiley at the 26-yard line. So Wiley now in there at a linebacker position, makes the play on the former Coughlin quarterback Mike Keating, who on the roll picks up 4 to the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 6, Mountaineers.
I like that part of the game plan. The run is going to get the attention of the defense, so when you have this quarterback in certain situations that are either pass or run, fake it, give him that little bootleg action, and give him the option to run.
Slot to the right side. Keating sets him down. 3rd down call coming. Bloomsburg coming on a blitz. Keating fires quickly and overthrows his man. Derek Lynch with good coverage of the intended receiver, Jason Williams. Not much time for Keating to get it away. 4th down and the punt unit on for Mansfield.
They've been effectively keeping the ball away from Sean Smith by punting to the sides. Sean Smith will be looking into the sun as well as he prepares to receive this punt.
Matt Hamley, the sophomore from Wyalusing, back at his 14-yard line to do the punting. Nate Davis does the long snapping for the Mountaineers. Snap is a good one, and Hamley gets the kick away. Line drive kick. Smith takes it at his 42-yard line, looks for some room. Takes it to the middle, to the 45, to midfield, the 45, the 40, turns the court, the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's in for a Bloomsburg touchdown. Sean Smith has done it again, taking a punt the distance for the score.
Roughly 55 yards from where he caught that. They didn't toss a beanbag. It looked like he was going to be penned in. The headhunters were there. The wall was set, but he had to get to it. They set the wall in the middle of the field because of the angle of the punt. He managed to get himself there, used that wall for about 10-15 yards, then broke against a grain. His speed then was able to outrun the rest of the pursuit as he bursts it for another touchdown.
The 3rd punt return touchdown of the season for Sean Smith, who came into the ball game 4th in the nation in that category. Now Tom Boop will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Ron Loco. Loco takes the snap, places it down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Out on the field, 14:01 to go in the first half of play with the score. Bloomsburg 21 and Mansfield nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Much, Dave, right here. The Parents' Day crowd at Redmond Stadium has just been electrified with another long punt return touchdown by Sean Smith, his 3rd of the season.
59 yards officially, combining with some of his other numbers. He lost some yardage. He's going for the all-time all-purpose career record in yardage. He was 73 yards off that coming into the game, so he's bound to get it before this one finishes.
Now Tom Boop will kick off. Lee Brennan and Jason Williams deep for Mansfield. Boop's kick will be fielded by Williams up the middle at the 8, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Hit and dropped at about the 26-yard line. Chris Acup down to make the play on the kick unit for the Huskies. So Bloomsburg puts together a 98-yard scoring drive, then stops Mansfield, and Sean Smith with the long return, and the Huskies have some breathing room, leading at 21-0 as the Mountaineers put it in play 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Huskies defense has been strong. They're really tough against the running game.
Jason Donady is the lone running back behind Mike Keating, was back to throw, has some time, now it breaks down, and he will be wrapped up right about the line of scrimmage. Coming on strong is Jason Grimm, first team all-conference pick from a year ago, the senior from Northampton. They'll give Keating maybe a yard in the play to the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 9 for Mansfield.
Probably made a good decision to run. The Huskies are really blanketing the receivers. He had time in the pocket, then he saw a seam off to the left and tried to hit it. While he has the courage to run, he really doesn't have the foot speed to do much with that. Grimm gets him from behind.
Slot to the right side, Herchick wide left. Donady gets the call, had an open opening for a moment and then brought down quickly at the 31-yard line. That veteran offensive line for Mansfield that time opened a hole for Jason Donady. It was closed quickly, though, by Ben Hennicle. The pickup was 4. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Mansfield
that seam.
Slot to the right side. 3rd down call coming for Mansfield. Donady gets the call and slips and falls to the 30-yard line. Not sure he would have gotten the first down anyhow because Jay Brook and Frank Babula were closing in. He'll lose a yard on the play. 4th and 6.
He's back there in single safety, a blocker 20 yards up in front of him to take off those first tacklers.
Hanley back at the 17-yard line, gets the snap, gets the kick away. Very, very high. Smith will get a chance from his 28-yard line. Mansfield down there, breaks the first tackle, 35, and ridden out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Matt Guzevich getting down there to do the play, but Mansfield had terrific coverage and a high punt. Still a pretty good return by Sean Smith, and good field position for the Huskies, who take over with 12:02 to go in this first half, leading 21-0, 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Offensively nice numbers. They've hurt themselves a little bit with penalties and miscues. Passing is 3 of 7 completes. That's nice, and running backs are hitting the holes well.
Sigler, the tailback in the I formation. 5-man front put up by the Mountaineers and a long count by Glenn McNamee. Takes the snap and gives the ball to Sigler off the left side, breaks one tackle, breaks another over midfield to the Mansfield 45, far side of the field, and brought down at the 40-yard line. Sigler continues his big numbers on the day. Bob Fluke makes the stop for Mansfield. Another big gain by Herb Sigler, 18 to the Mansfield 40.
132 yards on the game. He's making it look easy. 3 tacklers were in position to bring him down, and just by shaking and putting on the jukes, he eludes those 3 tacklers.
Sean Smith wide to the left side. Loco wide right from the Mountaineer 40-yard line. McNamee takes the snap, gives to Sigler, tries that left side, gets outside to the 35, cuts it inside to the 30, and a first down near the 29-yard line.
PSAC with 147 yards a game. He now has 142 early in the second quarter.
Sigler keeps it up. He'll have his 1,000 yards before the game is out. As McNamee takes the snap and rolls right, looking to throw, pump fake, throwing long into coverage, and Loco goes high in the air and makes an unbelievable catch down at the 5-yard line. Mansfield had that play covered as well as you can. 2-time PSAC corner Jim Nicholson, along with tall free safety Charles Morrison. McNamee throws it into that double coverage, and Loco goes up between those 2 defenders and makes the grab, 1st and goal at the 5.
He actually seemed to be knocked out of play. I thought he had stepped out of bounds, but he comes on back, goes up high, and takes it away.
From the 5-yard line, McNamee fakes handoff, rolls right, looking to throw. Nothing there. He'll keep it himself and is being brought down around the 2, maybe the 1-yard line. Glenn McNamee faked to Sigler and rolled right. Mansfield played it well because when McNamee turned the corner, everyone was covered. He had to keep it. Did get down to the 1-yard line before J.J. Cleaver and Charles Morrison could make the play. 2nd and goal, Huskies at the 1.
His receiver in the end zone was blocking tight end Josh Klein, who comes over in these situations from the defense. He was able to run the delay, an excellent fake, but the one man played both the runner and the pass receiver well enough to prevent the touchdown.
From the Mansfield 1, Loco in motion to the left side, and the give is to Sigler, and Sigler goes in for the touchdown. Herb Sigler off the left side as the Huskies build the lead.
Second touchdown of the game. He's been averaging 12 points a game, and that's extremely high. If he finishes with that average, it'll be a Husky record for average points per game. He makes it look easy. That time goes in untouched again. Great blocking off the left side, hitting over Mark Paceni, and he finds that going easy for that touchdown run.
6 plays, 58 yards for the Huskies. Big play, that 25-yard completion, McNamee to Loco, and now Tom Boop will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Loco. The snap, the placement, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field, 9:57 to go in the first half of play with the score. Bloomsburg 28 and Mansfield Mansfield nothing. We'll be back here. Bloomsburg leading Mansfield 28-0. As Irv Sigler has just gone in for the 1-yard line for his second touchdown of the ball game, his 12th of the season, capping a 6-play, 58-yard scoring drive. Now Tom Boop kicks off for Bloomsburg. Very high, very short. Jason Williams on the run across the way over the 30, and Williams gang tackled as he gets near the 35-yard line. So Jason Williams on the return, and Mansfield gets the football. Aaron Bordas down to make the play on the kick team for the Huskies.
Huskies were concerned about the kick coverage, and they're doing some things differently. They come out of the huddle, and while they're sort of working out of the huddle, the kicker starts toward the ball. It's hard for blockers to pick up their assignments as the Huskies start downfield. They change lanes. They hide who the safeties are going to be. So a lot of strategy involved, but still not great kick coverage.
1st and 10 for Mansfield from the 35. Play action rolling right is Keating. He'll be sacked back at the 25-yard line. Matt Romano making the play from his linebacker position for the Huskies. And getting back to that touchdown drive by the Huskies, I don't know if I've ever seen a better catch than what Ron Loco made down at the 5-yard line.
He seemed knocked out of the play. I don't know if he was knocked to the ground or knocked out of bounds. It seems there's 2 Mansfield defenders and quality defenders there, plus the sideline as a 3rd defender, as Mark Malloy pointed out to us. Yet he comes out of nowhere, springs higher than the 2, and keeps a foot inbounds to make that catch. Incredible play.
From the 25-yard line, 2nd and 20, Keating in trouble again, and he's wrapped up this time for a loss of 3 back at the 22-yard line. Gary Fittery making the play for the Huskies. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 23 for Mansfield.
Fittery is the sack leader on the team, coming into the game with 4 sacks. Huskies had 10 sacks on the season, so Fittery had almost half of them here in this game now. 3 sacks in this half.
Woodward in a slot to the left. Williams outside of him. 3rd down and long for the Mountaineers to give us to Donati. He's had trouble with his footing and then was tripped up by, looked like Jason Grimm might have got a hand on him. Just a couple of yards out to the 24. 4th and 21. Hanley and the punt team on. And Sean Smith licking his chops back at the 35-yard line.
He wants the opportunity. He loves the open field, and with his speed and his ability to break tackles, which is rather new this year, he wants the opportunity to return punts.
Hanley back at his 11-yard line. The snap by Davis is a good one. Hanley gets the kick away. Beautiful kick. High and deep, and Smith at his 31-yard line. Cutting it to the near side of the field and gets some blocks. Turns the court to 35. Pointing out to the blockers as he crosses midfield to 50. To the 40, to the 35. The 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, and Sean Smith gets it again. Another punt return touchdown, 69 yards.
The man who gave him the key block well back where he caught it was John Imp. He had to get by that one man who had the angle, and Imp was able to peel back, avoid the clip, front him. And then that springs him down the near sideline. Then at sheer speed. Great running ability. He gets the blocks that he needs. He shielded the rest of the way, and he just makes it look so easy.
Tom Boop will attempt the extra point, the longest punt return touchdown of the season for Sean Smith, his 4th, this one of 69 yards. And Boop, who's been perfect on both field goals and extra points this afternoon, will attempt to tack an extra point on here. Wrights with the snap, Loco with the placement, Boop with the kick. It's up and through. Time out on the field, 7:50 to go in the first half of play with the score. Bloomsburg 35 and Mansfield nothing. We'll be back in very interesting scores that we'll be following as we move along here. Westchester, of course, ranked 10th in the country, and Indiana ranked 1st. Right here, the player who's probably going to be first in punt returns in the nation at the end of this game, Sean Smith, has done it again. Officially 70 yards on that last punt return for a touchdown. Smith came into the ball game 4th rated in the nation, but he's got 2 touchdown returns today. Boop's line drive kick will be fielded at the 8-yard line, to the 15, to the 20, and the return over the 25 out to the 27-yard line, where Mansfield will put the ball in play. The return was by number 21 of the Mountaineers. That's Pete Hershek, the wide receiver. And on the return, the tackle was John Zalos for the Huskies. And a fake to Brennan. Keating rolls right, avoids the tackle attempt by Fittery, and is knocked down by Josh Klein across the way after a gain of maybe a yard in the play. Well, Jason Donady struggled today, had some trouble with his footing, but mostly the trouble came from that strong Bloomsburg defensive line. It was a 2nd down and 9 at their 27.
He's alternating at running back on the season, 40 carries for 177 yards.
Brandon gets the call straight ahead, and he is leveled as Jason Grimm makes the play for the Huskies. So
just nowhere to go there. Grimm just stuffs him, hits him in the backfield, and rolls him back. Guy averages 4.4 yards a carry. He's a talented individual, and he has a good line in front of him, but the Huskies are overwhelming people in that front. They're anticipating a run and coming up hard.
3rd down and 11, Mansfield at their own 25-yard line. Mike Keating on a Sean Smith, who's had a very busy afternoon returning, ready to do their thing. Last time Hanley got off a terrific punt, but Smith brought it back 70 yards, and Sean Smith now back at his 39-yard line, anticipating this punt by the sophomore of Wyalusing, Matt Hanley. Hanley back at his 12, gets the snap, gets the kick away. Another beautiful kick, angles to the sideline, hits around the 28-yard line and rolls out of bounds to 29. So you can't do it much better than Hanley just did. Now Irv Ziegler is the tailback in the eye from the 29-yard line. Ziegler gets the call off the left side and is brought down to get to about the 33-yard line. John Lipsy, a 6'1", 240-pound junior out of Berwick High School, makes the play for Mansfield. Wide left, Lelko wide right. I formation. McNamee rolls to his right, fires to the sideline, incomplete. One of the rare miscommunications between the former high school teammates Ron Lelko and Glenn McNamee. McNamee's pass was to the outside and Lelko was going downfield. Jim Nicholson on the coverage for Mansfield.
There's been tight coverage on him. Sometimes you anticipate the square out being there, but the option is to turn it upfield if the coverage seems too tight. McNamee thought the square out would be the pass. Lelko turning it up deeper.
3rd down and 6, Bloomsburg. At the 33, John Johnson gets the call, and he will not get the first down as he tries the left side. Gets over the 35 to the 36-yard line. It'll be 4th and about 3. Joseph. And I can't think of a better day to be talking to him. He's made some spectacular plays in this half as Jim McCaffrey's punt very, very high and short, and Jason Williams will fair catch for Mansfield tonight against Lock Haven. Mansfield 1st and 10. Their own 33. Keating back to throw, and he fires. The pass is tipped and incomplete. Mike Keating has had a tough afternoon. It's going to get tougher as the Huskies can just tee off. Tony Brown's in there defensively for Bloomsburg now, making a play theirs. Mansfield, 2nd down and 10 at the 33.
And Joe Viadel is trying to make it easier on his team by trying to balance it. The Huskies are going to be stacked against the run, but that is the 8th passing attempt. He has completed 3 of them. So he's trying to mix the pass and to open up the running game.
2nd down and 10 for Mansfield at the 33. The give on the delay to Donady, and not much doing. Bloomsburg closes quickly.
This is his 9th carry for 2 yards. And again, he's a tough athlete. He plays very, very hard. I mentioned he won the Pompey Award. Was presented to him. He's being honored for that. Louis Pompey is a Illinois City native. Graduated from Mansfield, was a member of the team. Tough kid, weighed about 170 pounds, but they play him some defensive line if people were hurt. He was killed in California. He was a policeman off duty and was shot trying to break up a robbery, so they've honored him with that award.
3rd and 10. Keating back to throw, and he will be buried. Ball pops loose, and Mansfield able to keep possession back around the 23-yard line.
4th sack of the game, minus 34 yards rushing for Mike Keating, and it's tough. The Huskies are just coming hard. Of course, the charge and the penetration could stop the run if it's being given off in the backfield, or it can pressure the passer. That time, for the 4th time, the pressure gets to Keating.
4th and 20. Mansfield at their 23. Matt Hamley back to do the punting. Sean Smith hoping for another opportunity. Hamley back at his 10-yard line. Last punt, he did a terrific job. It's a bad snap. Hamley gets on the football back at the 12-yard line. Strange looking play. The snap appeared to, I don't know, hit the snapper on the leg or something, because it came wobbling out from behind, and then Hamley had to kind of make a diving grab of it.
At one point, I thought it might have been a fake punt, a short snap to an up back, but no one was looking for it. No one was reacting. The ball might have drug along the ground or hit the center's leg, as you mentioned. I think the Huskies would have rather seen that punt go back. Give Sean Smith the opportunity for some record-breaking yardage, or give the offense a little further to go. They have the points.
Bloomsburg at the 13-yard line. Sigler gets the call. Sigler straight ahead to the 11-yard line. John Lipsy makes the stop defensively for the Mountaineers. Second down and 8 for Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 11. The clock running and 3:45 to go in this first half. Stay with us at halftime. Dave Delbo will bring us updated on the college football scoreboard, and we'll hear from Ron Loco in our Husky Spotlight feature. Loco is wide to the right side. Smith wide left from the Mansfield 11. I formation behind McNamee. And Glenn McNamee gives the ball off to Ziegler. Off the left side, inside the 5. Ziegler inside the end zone for Bloomsburg. Touchdown. There is a flag down on the play.
Crushing block by Adam Wright to counter Trace. The right tackle and right guard are coming over to the left side, and he just buried his man as he kicked him out. But another man is guilty of a hold near the point of attack, so that play will be negated. The Huskies will have to take it from further back.
Got it rolling. They've been on target and lead at 35-0. Back at the 19-yard line of Mansfield. I formation behind McNamee, who takes the snap, gives the ball to Sigler, tries the right side, turns the corner at the 15, at the 10, at the 5, and spins in for the touchdown. Sigler denied on the penalty on the previous play, goes 19 for this one.
He just makes it look so easy. John Johnson made a crushing block. They wanted to run that over right guard Jeff Benkini, but there was a man there. Johnson hits that man and stalemates him, so the tackle can't be made. Sigler then just bursts it to the outside. Not designed to go out there, but he uses his vision, takes it wide, and then some beautiful open field running. Looked like he'd be knocked out on the 2-yard line, but he puts on a unique type of spin and works his way into the end zone.
Tom Boop will be on to attempt the extra point for the Huskies out of the hold of Ron Loco. As Adam Wright set to do the snapping. Snap is a good one. Placement. Kick is up. And kick is no good. No good off to the left. The kick fails. Time out on the field. 3:12 to go in the first half. With the score, Bloomsburg 41 and Mansfield nothing. We'll be back in right here at Redmond Stadium. Bloomsburg 41 points on the board and still 3:12 remaining in the first half as Tom Boop kicks off. And his kick will be fielded by Jason Williams up the middle of the 11-yard line. Now to the far side of the field to the 20, to the 25, and Williams brought down just over the 30-yard line on the far side. Keith Broadwater getting down to make the play for the Huskies. Stacy Hoke as well. So Mansfield, 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. And it's got to be a tough afternoon for the Mountaineers. Game already over in some respects, 41-0, and just very, very tough to get anything going against this Tudwater in there defensively for Bloomsburg. Lee Brandon gets the call, tries the left side, and nothing doing. Keith Broadwater comes in, makes the play along with John Zalos. So 2 new people in the secondary for the Huskies, and we see Lee Strawbridge in there as well. So Bloomsburg has done some substituting along that defensive unit, but still playing it tough. No gain there by Brandon. 2nd and 10 for Mansfield.
A little more significance now in getting experience there with Foster out for the rest of the season with the broken ankle.
Jason Donadie, the lone running back for the Mountaineers. He gets the call, skirts up quickly over the 35, out to the 37-yard line. Good burst by him. Jay Brook makes the stop from his linebacker position for Bloomsburg.
And just a little bit of a seam, but he found it and was able to knife through it. 10 carries for Donadie for 8 yards. Coming into the game, he was averaging 111 11 yards a carry. 100-yard games in every game so far this season. A very strong athlete, but the Huskies have really shut him down. 10 carries for 8 yards.
3rd down and 4. Mansfield at their 37. Lee Brandon gets the call, looks for the first down yardage, and looks like he's going to come up a bit short at the 40-yard line.
Running hard, though, veering off the right side. We mentioned it's a very big line, 287 pounds per man. Mark Carson is on that side, a 3-year starter at guard from Williamsport. That's the way they ran.
Time activity, our spotter, Mark Malloy from Redmond Stadium. Mansfield 4th and 1, going for it from their own 40-yard line. Mike Keating on a quarterback keeper. Looks like he might have it. Had a pretty good surge, that offensive line off the left side. And will be a Mansfield first down. Gary Fitter making the stop for the Huskies. 1:38 remaining in this first half. A half that after a slow start, Bloomsburg has dominated. And the Huskies leading at 41-0. Strawbridge and Zalos at the corners for Bloomsburg now. Joey Thompson and Broadwater at the safeties. Substitutions in there as Keating finds a short man. And the pickup to the 45-yard line. Bob Woodward makes the reception for Mansfield. They pick up 4. Chris Acuff, who's in there at a linebacker position for the Huskies, makes the stop. 2nd and 6, and Mansfield will hurry to the line of scrimmage with the time winding down. A minute to go in the half as from shotgun, Keating gets the snap. Big pass rush. He's racing for the sideline and gets there. Out of bounds across the way, Lee Strawbridge, the sophomore from Harrisburg High, forcing him out across the way. 3 for Mansfield at their own 48-yard line. They give it to Lee Brandon, has the first down and then some at the inside the Bloomsburg 40, down to the 39-yard line. Matt Baumgartner makes the stop for the Huskies with 48 seconds to go in this half.
They're going to work the clock management, hope to get down and get some points on the board before the half does end. Someone called timeout, Jim.
And our count, they have 1 timeout remaining. Slot to the left side. Keating takes the snap, back to throw, steps up into it, fires over the middle, has Herchek, and he is brought down quickly by Keith Broadwater. But a strike thrown by Mike Keating. Good throw there, 18 yards on the pickup, 1st and 10.
Really did deliver it well. Again, he's being hampered by that very slow snap. The ball is floating back to him. It throws his tempo off. He has to hurry. Huskies are taking a timeout.
Remaining in the first half here at Redmond Stadium. Good Parents' Day crowd on hand in the bright sunshine, and Bloomsburg leading at 41-0. Mansfield threatening at the Husky 22. It looked like the Huskies were going to put all their starters back in. They came out on the field, but they took them back out. So they have a number of subs in there defensively as Mansfield operates from shotgun at their 22. The snap to Keating. Keating now has some room to roam down that right sideline, and he gets out of bounds across the way at the 14. Run out by Chris Acuff. So pick up about 8 on the play. 2nd down and 2 for Mansfield, and they still have 34 seconds showing on the clock. 2nd down and 2 call. Keating back to throw. Hit as he gets it off. The completion to Williams, and Williams down to the 1-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 28 seconds to go. It is Jason Donady as the lone running back. Powers to the right side, quarterback keeper by Keating, and Bloomsburg has denied Mansfield as there is no touchdown indication, and Mansfield will have to hurry to the line of scrimmage. The clock running, 13, 12, 11 seconds, 10 and 9, and Keating from the 1-yard line takes the snap, gives the ball to Donady, and he goes in for the touchdown with 5 seconds to go in this first half.
The right side.
Now Jason Johnston, a junior out of Downingtown, will attempt the extra point. His kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field, 5 seconds remaining in the first half of play with the score. Bloomsburg 41 and Mansfield 6. And there it is, the squib kick along the ground, picked up by Rasheed Braddock at the 30-yard line. Braddock returns to the 35, and Braddock out to the 39-yard line on what will be the final play of the first half. With the score, Bloomsburg University 41 and Mansfield 7. We'll be back with the first half scoring. Went on to tie for the PSAC title. Here the second half is underway. Tom Boop's kick comes up high and short, and Herchik fumbles the ball. Wild scramble on around the 20-yard line. Bloomsburg had a great opportunity to get it from the start, and they do come up with it. Chris Acuff gets the football as the ball came bounding off Herchik's chest right toward a Husky, but was coming so hard. Got away from him, and then Acuff able to come up with it, and Bloomsburg starts the second half with the ball at the Mansfield 20-yard line.
In a close game, you'd be dying for that type of a miscue, but the Huskies, I think, would like to exercise their first teamers a little bit. They would have liked to have tried to drive this 70 or 80 yards. Here they have to only go 20.
And the give is to Irv Ziegler off the right side. Breaks a tackle, turns the corner at the 15, and is ridden out of bounds across the way and around the 11 by J.J. Cleaver, the cornerback from Berwick High School. So Irv Ziegler, who had those big numbers that Andy referred to earlier in the first half, picks up where he left off, picks up 9 to the 11-yard line, second down and 1.
Make that 18 carries for 180 yards.
Of course, with that big lead, we don't know how much longer Ziegler will play, so he wants the yards he can get now. He'll get another chance here as McNamee gives him the ball. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and then struggles up for maybe a yard. Jim Ludwig makes the stop from his inside linebacker position.
And he's playing injured. 3 different injuries: sore thumb, bad shoulder, bad knee. Wasn't expected to see much action, but he's doing a nice job.
Third down, Huskies from the Mansfield 10. John Johnson is the fullback ahead of Ziegler in the I. And Mansfield jumps across as the call goes to Ziegler, who picks up the first down. We'll check the flag.
Might be movement. Keep your eye on the referee for the preliminary signal. Something right there prior to the snap.
Mike Seaton made the stop, the senior out of Elizabethtown for Mansfield, as the officiating crew converges. As the referee about to give us the indication after a slow walk to the sideline, it'll be illegal procedure against Bloomsburg.
That's a type of mistake you don't want to have. It's a lapse in concentration, a lapse in discipline, and in a close game, the type they're expecting next week at Millersville, that could be critical.
Third down call. McNamee rolling right, wants to throw, fires for the end zone, has Sean Smith for a Bloomsburg touchdown. McNamee to Smith, 15 yards for the score.
At his all-purpose yardage total, but it was a beautiful play. McNamee faking inside, rolling to his right, and throws on the run. Lelko's been getting additional attention. He's been the sole receiver so far in this game with his 4 catches. This time they go deeper in the end zone to Sean Smith.
For Smith, the senior from Westchester Henderson, that is his 3rd touchdown reception of the season. Now Tom Boop will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Ron Lelko. The snap is high and it bounds off the hands of Lelko. Boop will go down and down it back at the 25-yard line. So the snap is about 1 time on the field. 13:49 to go in the 3rd quarter play with the score. Bloomsburg 46 and Mansfield 7. We'll be back right here. Bloomsburg leading Mansfield 47-7. Glenn McNamee to Sean Smith, 15-yard touchdown pass. The latest Husky score. Tom Boop will kick off. The kick will be taken by Jason Williams up the middle at the 5-yard line to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Cuts it outside and is finally ridden down short of the 25-yard line. As Keith Broadwater among the people in on the play. Joey Thompson there as well on the kick unit for Bloomsburg.
Nice coverage. Of course, when a team is scoring as much as the Huskies are, you can work that kick coverage team over and over and over again. Becomes a focus within a game like this. It's been a weakness for the teams. They get a lot of opportunities to practice that coverage since they are scoring so much.
Mansfield will start the second half with a shotgun formation for the 24. Mike Keating takes the snap. He's going to keep the football. Josh Klein will wrap him up as Keating able to get maybe a yard to the 25-yard line. Second down and 9 for Mansfield. We'll have an injury timeout in the field on the lineman down on the play for the Mountaineers.
To this offense that wasn't there last year by getting more out of the sprint and drop play. So it is a very potent attack.
Second and 9. Mansfield at their 25. Barth Carson was the injured player. He's gone off and Keating's in big trouble. He is sacked back on the 12-yard line. Jason Grimm coming in making the play for the Huskies. No chance at all for Mike Keating. A loss of 11. It'll be 3rd down and 20.
Suffer an injury to a lineman, and they're coming right up and through, perhaps defeating the fresh man. Whatever it was, he got a tremendous charge, and Keating just was defenseless.
Joe Pavinsky is the tight end on the right side as the Mountaineers come to the line of scrimmage. Their own 14-yard line, facing 3rd down and 20. Keating now under center, gives the ball to Jason Donady. Tries the left side and nothing doing. Jay Brook over there from his linebacker position makes the play for the Huskies, and perhaps a face mask call going against Bloomsburg here.
Looked like he had the face mask, but the flag came very, very late. Might have got the top of the helmet, which would be the same type of penalty. It was late. They lost a few yards. That would help them, but still not getting the first down.
It'll be a 3rd down and 15 for the Mountaineers. The incidental face mask is the call, as Pete Herchek will split wide right, Nate Davis in a slot that way, and Mike Keating will operate from shotgun. They've had trouble with these short snaps. That one's a little bit high, and Keating then drops the football, and then he is dropped at the 10 by Josh Klein.
Boy, 6th sack of the game. The Huskies are just coming an overwhelming pass rush. They had 10 sacks coming into this game, and now 6 more being added on this afternoon, and it's still early in the second half.
4th and 24 for Mansfield, and Matt Hanley, the sophomore from Wyalusing, will be 3 yards deep in his own end zone to do the punting, and Sean Smith awaiting. 2 punt return touchdowns for Smith in the first half. The snap a little bit high, but Hanley pulls it down, gets the kick away. Very low line drive kick. There will be no return as Mansfield downs it. Nate Davis able to cradle it around the Mansfield 44-yard line. Viadella and Danny Hale. How about that?
Star linebackers for the Marine Corps.
On the 44-yard line of Mansfield, Bloomsburg with the ball. The call goes to Irv Ziegler. Breaks a tackle at the 40 and just tripped up there. Ziegler 1 step away from a long run again. John Lipsy able to make the shoestring tackle at the 40. 2nd down and 6 Huskies.
And Ziegler looked like he was 1 step away from that. Taking it up inside, tough running in that area. He was getting strong blocking. Going to get by 1 last defender.
2nd down call, Bloomsburg at the 40-yard line of Mansfield. Ron Loco is wide to the left side. Ziegler again, the tailback in the eye. Long count McNamee, and Glenn McNamee's back to throw. Big pass rush, steps up into it, fires the far side. Has Sean Smith at the 25, and Smith down to the 21-yard line. Glenn McNamee with some good protection from that offensive front. Look left to Loco, covered there, went right to Sean Smith. J.J. Cleaver on the stop, 19 yards and a first down.
Really did zip it through that one well, and they're going to come right to the line of scrimmage without the huddle.
Huskies use this no-huddle offense to great effectiveness in the first half. It really jump-started them after a slow start in the ballgame. As the give is to Ziegler off the left side. Gets a great block from John Johnson, then tripped up by Ludwig at the 18-yard line. But boy, before Ludwig came around from the back, Johnson really threw a block. You know, we've talked in the preseason about Saheed Brooks' departure from this Bloomsburg program and how Johnson had to step up. He's played pretty well. It's the gain to the 18, 2nd down and 7. Bloomsburg again without the huddle. Loco wide to the right side. McNamee takes the snap and gives the ball to Ziegler. Ziegler stood up at the 15, tries to break through the tackle. Can't quite do it, but he does get to the 12-yard line. Matt Williams stood him up about the 15, but Ziegler kept those legs churning. Picks up 6 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 for Bloomsburg.
He does fight. In the first half, he was getting bigger seams, able to use his speed and vision, but now he's being met. I think Mansfield realized the Huskies probably aren't going to pass all that much because of the lopsided score. So they're keying a bit more on Ziegler in this situation. They realize his first unit is still going to be out to get a little bit more work, but they're focusing on that tailback. 3rd
down and 1. Ziegler gets the call inside the 5. Hit there, still on his feet, gets down to the 2-yard line. Shifting back and forth. Beautiful moves by Urban Ziegler, and a 1st and goal for the Huskies.
Really was nice. That time they gave him the blocking at the point of the jack. He knifed through the seam, but then juking left and right, fighting for additional yardage, works it his way down to the 2. He has 3 touchdown runs in this game. Of course, he's going with certain point totals as well. They might try to feed him it here.
Tack on 10 yards to his impressive totals. Ziegler gets the call again off the left side and gets in for a touchdown. One more six-pointer for the outstanding junior from George Washington High School in Philadelphia, Irv Sigler.
Also puts him at the 200-yard mark by my count. I have him now with 201 yards, his fourth touchdown. Nice blocking off the left side, running over Tim Bear and Mark Paceni. He has to reach that ball across. The rest of his body couldn't cross the plane, but he got the ball to cross.
44-yard touchdown drive, capped by Sigler's 2-yard burst. Now Tom Boop with the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. No good, off to the left. Timeout on the field, 9:03 to go in the third quarter of play with the score. Bloomsburg 53 and Mansfield 7. Literally following our broadcast today from Redmond Stadium. Dave will be by with all the college football results on the scoreboard show. Redmond Stadium scoreboard shows 9:03 remaining third quarter, and Bloomsburg leading Mansfield 53-7. And Tom Boop will kick off for the Huskies. That was James Haynes that missed that last extra point. Boop booms one 5 yards deep into the end zone. Andy, when you talk about the Huskies kicking game, there's no doubt that Tom Boop has the ability. He's not had the consistency, which I guess might be expected from a freshman, but boy, every once in a while he cranks one up like that one, and you can see what a weapon he can be.
It is tough. You would expect kickers to be machines, and yet psychologically they're often the hardest players on the team to work with. They note their success. It's very, very visible to everybody. Different type of attitude off it in kickers. Boy, he got that one out there deep again.
1st and 10 for Mansfield at their own 20-yard line. Mike Keating is the quarterback under center. Jason Donady gets the call, tries the left side, and nothing doing. Alec Wiley closes quickly from his linebacker position for the Huskies. As we mentioned before the game, Mansfield came into the game with some pretty impressive numbers as far as rushing the football. They have really been shut down today. No gain there. 2nd down and 10 from their own 20.
Donady himself has been averaging 111 yards a game. That's his 12th carry for 11. So he needs 100 to meet his game average yet.
And Mike Keating on 2nd down, back to throw, fires a quick out. It's dropped by the tight end Joe Pavinsky at the 24-yard line. First time they've gone his way. He's got
their passing numbers haven't been all that bad. Keating was 6 of 11 passing for 78 yards. But the Huskies have really stuffed the run. This team running on the average would bring in about 160 yards a game.
Herchek wide right, Woodward in the slot that way. Keating from shotgun, back to throw, big pass rush. He's in trouble, dumps it off to Jason Williams, gets by the tackle attempt of Wiley, and then is hit down by Jay Zaransky and company inside the 20, about the 18-yard line. Flag down well after the play. Some extracurriculars on the far side of the field. We'll have a personal foul coming one way or the other, or maybe both.
Could be. They're going to have a little conversation and sort it out.
Referee comes to give us the signal. It is a personal foul against Bloomsburg.
Should be a 1st down, too.
8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Huskies with that big lead. Boy, they've really been putting some points on the board as the penalty will bring it out to the 30-yard line of the Mountaineers. Bloomsburg last week with a 58-point effort against Cheney. 2 weeks before that, 64 points on the board against Lock Haven, and 53 today as Mansfield facing a 1st down. As they change that, as Keating back to throw, fires, has Lee Brannon. Brannon is wrapped up at the 33-yard line by Zamani Hammond, coming from his strong safety position. So it's a 2nd down and 7 after the short completion to Lee Brannon. Mansfield His only touchdown coming with 5 seconds remaining in that first half. Jason Donady, the junior running back from Marion Catholic, going in from the 1-yard line. Now the Mountaineers have it at their own 33. 2nd down and 7. Slot to the left side. Lee Brannon, the lone running back, he gets the call on the delay, looks for some running room, and there is nothing there. It's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Chris Luck, Alec Wiley combined on the stop for Bloomsburg.
The Huskies are really just watching for that run, and Mansfield has countered with some successful short passing, but the Huskies are coming up and stopping that short, even though it's been in the hands of the receivers. But here, when they do try to go back to the running game after giving the look of pass, hoping it would open, Huskies still converging very strong on the runners.
Jeremy Grimm shaking up on that last play, coming off holding that left arm very gingerly. Trainers will check on him as Keating goes back to throw, and is sacked by brother Jason Grimm. Back inside the 30, back at about the 27-yard line.
7th sack of the game. Huskies in their opening 5 games had 10 sacks. Add 7 more in this contest. Just a tremendous pass rush. They're penetrating whether to stop the run or the pass. They're reading on the fly as they're penetrating, and Keating has no shot again.
Sean Smith back deep for the Huskies, hoping for an opportunity. Hanley back at the 14-yard line to punt for Mansfield. Nate Davis with a good snap. Hanley gets the kick away. Low line drive kick, bounces in Bloomsburg territory. Sean Smith comes up, fakes as if he's going to grab it and go, and Mansfield takes no chances. They converge 3 players around the ball at the 45-yard line. Thrown for 2 touchdowns, also run for 1. Brett Kozlowski is the tailback in the eye. He gets the call, has running room over midfield to the 45, the 40, turns the corner to the 35, and hits down in the open field inside the 30-yard line. Brett Kozlowski with a terrific run. J.J. Cleaver able to knock him down. We talked earlier about the numbers of Irv Ziegler. On a more modest basis, Kozlowski having a very good afternoon of his own.
Yeah, that run's just short of about 40 yards. That's going to put him near 100. Good burst. Huge seam inside, and he ran well.
28 yards on the carry. 1st and 10. Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 27. Kozlowski again, the tailback, but it's Rashid Braddock, the fullback, who gets the call. And he's inside the 25 to the 23. Joel Cargbo makes the stop for Mansfield.
Braddock at fullback has impressed me as a runner. Not quite as bulky as John Johnson, but similarities. Good size, rather short. He's explosive in there when he does run. He has 12 carries on the year for 70 yards, so averaging just under 6 yards a carry.
Braddock, 217-pound sophomore at Frankfurt High School in Philadelphia. He again is the fullback ahead of Kozlowski in the eye. 2nd down for the 23. Braddock gets the call again off the right side inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. Picks up 4 more. Mike Seaton, a senior out of Elizabethtown, 6'2", 260-pounder, makes the stop for the Mountaineers of Mansfield. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2 for Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 19-yard line.
Huskies keeping it on the ground primarily now. They're running pretty much in between the tackles.
Sean Gallagher, freshman wide receiver from Dunmore, in that lineup wide to the left side. 3rd down call goes to Kozlowski. Looks for the 1st down. 2nd effort, and looks like he may have it down near the 16-yard line. Rich Entrott, freshman linebacker of West Scranton, makes the stop for Mansfield. And it is a Bloomsburg 1st down at the 16.
A nice blocking off the right side, but he still needed 1 more push, and it was his 2nd effort. He realized he was going to come out just short. He realizes he needed 3. He had 2. So 1 burst of effort, and he's able to get to the chains.
Chris Robinson is in there in a fullback spot for the Huskies now, ahead of Kozlowski in the eye. From the 16-yard line of Mansfield, 1st and 10. Slot to the right side. Dominic gives the ball to Kozlowski. Big hole up the middle, inside the 10. Spins down to the 5-yard line. Offensive front still in there, the starters, and they are really doing a job. Charles Morrison makes the stop from his free safety position, but Brett Kozlowski adds 11 to his afternoon totals, and it's 1st and goal Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 5.
7 carries for 100 yards. Irv Ziegler left with 24 carries for officially 204 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Now Davidson on a wing to the left, I formation. 1st and goal from the 5. Dominic takes the handoff, gives the ball to Kozlowski. He's met at the line of scrimmage, but bursts ahead for a couple. J.J. Cleaver came quickly from his cornerback position, but Kozlowski able to run through that tackle for 1 yard to the 4-yard line. 2nd down and goal Bloomsburg.
North Schuylkill product Howie Smith coming in to play some tight end for the team. Probably see the Huskies powering up inside again.
Smith on the right, Lolleman on the left. I formation from the 4-yard line. Kozlowski gets the call off the left, and he's in for a Bloomsburg touchdown. Brett Kozlowski in for the score as Bloomsburg adds to that big lead.
Strong running. Great blocking off the left side, crosses the plane of the end zone, loses the ball as he goes into the end zone, but the touchdown already is awarded. Kozlowski running very, very strong. Super blocking, gives him the surge he needs, and then he powers it in for the last step.
So a 55-yard scoring drive by the Huskies. Brett Kozlowski's on the board with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. And James Haynes will attempt the extra point. Missed on his first try. His snap placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field, 2:57 to go in the 3rd quarter of play with the score. Bloomsburg 60 and Mansfield 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Right here, Bloomsburg well in control, leading Mansfield 60-7. And we still have 2 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter play. Tom Boop will kick off after the touchdown run by Brett Kozlowski. And Boop's kickoff is very, very high. Only fielded by Urchek at the 3, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, and the return out to the 25-yard line. Matt Baumgartner makes the stop for the Huskies. Bloomsburg has a cheerleader on the sideline who does push-ups for every point by the Huskies. And boy, he's had some workouts in these home games.
Yeah, he gets better workout than some of the players. Derek McDonald is that particular cheerleader. So he's doing whatever that total is now, 60, but he just did 53, and prior to that did 47. So his tallies are incredible at the end of these big scoring games.
1st and 10 for Mansfield at the 25. Give straight ahead, and not much doing for a gain or 2. Bloomsburg has been terrific against the rushing game of the Mountaineers this afternoon, as they have given yardage grudgingly to the Mountaineers, and that is a good example there, as Jason Donady able to pick up just 2 to the 27 before Chris Acuff can make the stop for the Huskies. 2nd down and 8 for Mansfield, as Lee Brannon now replaces Donady as the lone running back in the Mountaineer attack. Mike Keating has a slot to the right side, a toss sweep right side for Lee Brannon. Chris Acuff drives him outside, and he's ridden out of bounds by Joey Thompson, who's at a cornerback position for the Huskies now. So Acuff did a nice job there, forcing it out, and Thompson made the play for the Huskies.
Yeah, the rushing numbers are really going to be poor for Mansfield. Donady, who's been great through the year, well over 100 yards a game is his average. Now it's 13 carries and 13 yards. Lee Brannon, who's giving him a spell on occasion, he has 8 carries for 20 yards. And the quarterback, who's been sacked on 7 occasions, is at minus 42 rushing.
3rd down and 7. Keating from shotgun, back to throw, fires over the middle. The ball's tipped and incomplete. Breaking across was Keith Broadwater. The pass intended for Bob Woodward deep. 4th down, and Matt Hanley has had a very, very busy day punting the football. Will be back there to do it for Mansfield. And Sean Smith, who's had 2 spectacular punt return touchdowns today, will be back there looking for an opportunity from Hanley, who's standing back at his 14-yard line. Matt Hanley is a sophomore from Wyalusing High School. Waiting a snap by Nate Davis. Long count. Snap is there. Hanley gets the kick away. End over end line drive fielded by the up man, Derek Lynch, the 47, gets over midfield to the Mansfield 49-yard line, where Rich Entrop makes the stop.
There's a kicking record that Mansfield set back in 1915. Jim Orson Wilcox, a 55-yard field goal. Drop kicked. Try that.
First and 10 Huskies at the 48-yard line. Kozlowski is the tailback in the I formation, but the call goes straight ahead to Rasheed Braddock, and the fullback running hard inside the 40 down to the 36, maybe the 35-yard line of Mansfield. Richie Carmel and Joe Scriba make the stop. Talk about the Huskies running game. Not only the starters, John Johnson and Irv Sigler, but the people have come in after them. People like Brett Kozlowski, Rasheed Braddock, Eddie Carruthers, we may see yet at the tailback spot today, has some nice numbers.
They do. Braddock averages 5.8 yards a carry. Carruthers 4.8. So there's not really the drop-off.
12 yards in that carry by Rasheed Braddock. First and 10 at the Mansfield 36. Kozlowski gets the call and gets inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line before John Lipsey, the sophomore from Berwick High School, can make the stop for Mansfield.
You know, actually the numbers are a bit skewed against these number 2 running backs because often they're still going against some first-teamers in the opposition in the tail ends of games. Also, they're having their number 2 lineman blocking for them on many occasions. And usually the playbook is limited. Usually you're going to run most of the time in between the tackles, so it's actually harder for these running backs to keep those high averages.
Second down and 8, Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 34. Kozlowski, tailback in the I formation. He gets the call off the right side, and Brett Kozlowski is ridden down after a short gain to about the 32-yard line. We're going to have a personal foul against Mansfield coming up, as across the way, Jim Nicholson gets a shot in a little bit late, and the official immediately throws the flag. So the gain was to the 32 before Mike Abrashinsky made the stop, but then a long walk-off forthcoming against Mansfield, and Jim Nicholson will go to the sideline across the way.
Jim Mansfield has a great history in football, a long tradition. Of course, you know they played the first night game back in 1892. Do you recall the opponent?
Boy, you're digging them out.
Wyoming Seminary. Wyoming Seminary in Mansfield in that first night game. They also have another first. They instituted a practice that I'd say every major college football team does. They were the first ever to hold spring practices. Now it just seems so commonplace.
And this, folks, is called 60-7 third quarter filler with 20 seconds to go. Slot to the left side. Brett Kozlowski, again the tailback in the eye. He gets the call, hit behind the line of scrimmage, may have coughed up the football. Mansfield indicates they have it, and the referee has not made that indication to us yet. I'll wait till they unpile, and it is Mansfield football. So Kozlowski loses it. Dan LeBarber, a sophomore from Titusville, makes the recovery for the Mountaineers in the closing seconds of this third quarter. So they'll take over at their own 17-yard line with a first down and 10.
Tough year for Mansfield. The quarterback position we see with Mike Keating, and they're in their preseason. He wasn't really even on the depth chart. Suffered a series of injuries, and he's forced into action.
And he rolls right and wants to throw, and he fires downfield in a diving attempt at an incompletion as the third quarter comes to an end. With the score, Bloomsburg 60 and Mansfield 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Dave, right here we start the fourth quarter at Redmond Stadium with Bloomsburg leading Mansfield 60-7. Mansfield with the ball at their own 17-yard line with a second down and 10. Mike Keating, the junior quarterback from Coughlin High School, operates from shotgun, takes the snap, fires it out of the backfield to Jason Donady. He's over the 20. He's at the 25-yard line and ridden down there as he will pick up about 8 on the play. Maybe a flag thrown in after that. Lee Strawbridge on the tackle for the Huskies.
Looked like a face mask. The thing is, there's an official 2 steps away, lets it go, and the back judge about 20 yards away throws it, and he was actually screened from view. Other tackle was up around the head, and that's what the case will be. Face mask against the Huskies.
Bloomsburg dominating that third quarter as they have for much of this ball game, coming up with 3 touchdowns, 15-yard pass, Glenn McNamee to Sean Smith, 2-yard run by Irv Sigler, and a 4-yard touchdown run by Brett Kozlowski. Mansfield, with the penalty, picks up a first and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Joe Williams Williams splits wide to the left side. Nate Davis in a slot to that side. Keating will again operate from shotgun. The snap is there. Here comes the rush. Keating steps up into it, sees some running room, gets by Chris Acuff over the 40 and gets out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So Keating on the scramble will pick up a Mansfield first down. Joey Thompson drives him out. 14 yards on the carry by Mike Keating.
He's made some nice decisions over the course of the game. The receivers just aren't getting open. Husky's secondary is playing very tight coverage. There's been pressure on him, so he leaves the pocket. He's rather elusive. A smart runner. And not the very fastest runner, but he is able to pick the right spots.
Pete Herchick wide to the right side. There's a slot to the left. Bloomsburg showing blitz, and then they back off, and back to throw is Keating, rolling right, firing it up for grabs, incomplete. As Jeremy Grimm all over the quarterback Mike Keating. Does a good job just to get it away. Second down and 10 at the 45. I want to remind you, high school football action coming up this evening on WJMW. Indy and I will be at Panther Stadium here in Bloomsburg as Bloomsburg High School celebrates homecoming by taking on the Spartans of Hughesville. I hope you'll join us along with our producer Fred Gaffney for that one. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock with the pregame. Here it's second down and 10, Mansfield. With the ball at their own 45-yard line. Again, Keating will operate from shotgun. He takes the snap and he throws into the center of the field to Williams, who makes the grab. Is covered by Alec Wiley as he gets over midfield to the 49. Matt Baumgartner in on the stop as well. We'll have a timeout on the field, an injury problem on the part of Chris Acuff of the Huskies. So looking out for as this afternoon progresses, Westchester ranked 10th in the nation in Division II football coming in, and East Stroudsburg trying to pull off a big upset. Here, no upset. Bloomsburg rolling over Mansfield 60-7. We are very early in the fourth quarter play. Chris Acuff, one of the Huskies' talented core of linebackers, the injured player. He's being tended to at the 45-yard line. Bloomsburg's going to up their record on the season to 5-1, 2-0 in the PSAC East, heading into next Saturday's ball game at Millersville, and 4 following this timeout.
About the only disconcerting thing with this effort today was the slow start. Huskies just didn't get it rolling quick enough. A few mistakes, some areas of weakness. And against the Millersville, a slow start could set you back to where you can't win the ball game.
Mansfield facing 3rd and 4. Mike Keating from shotgun takes the snap, back to throw, fires over the middle, has his man very close to the first down yardage. Joe Pavinsky, the tight end, makes the grab. Bloomsburg was coming hard. Keith Broadwater made the stop for the Huskies, but Mansfield moves the chains with a first down at the Bloomsburg 44.
Was a nice hit. It drove the man back, but the officials on the spot give him his forward progress where he catches the ball in the air, and that spot is enough to move the chains.
Joel Williams splits wide to the left side. Davis in a slot to this side. Lee Brannon now is the lone running back. He gets the call, tries to get outside right, and turns the corner and gets out of bounds. At about the Bloomsburg 40-yard line, Joey Thompson ran him out. 4 yards on the carry for Brennan, the freshman from Bethlehem Catholic. Second down and 6 for Mansfield on the move at the Bloomsburg 40.
Freshman Nate Davis, the 23-year-old ex-Marine we haven't seen, is also listed as a freshman. Young players on this team, of course, they're hoping to build around Lucas Smith, a true freshman who was starting quarterback for them before suffering a knee injury.
Second down call from the Bloomsburg 40. Keating will operate from shotgun, takes the snap. Wiley coming on a blitz, gets the pass away, incomplete. Well, you got to admire Mike Keating for hanging in there this afternoon, because he has taken a lot of hits from that Bloomsburg defense.
He has. It's been tough going. 7 sacks on the game. I would have known what the record for sacks in a game would be, but 7 is an incredible total considering the Huskies had only 10 all year coming into this game. He's given it a good effort. It's tough. The game is built around the running game with some passes just to open things up for the runners, but the Huskies defense is stuffing the run, forcing them to pass, and really hasn't done a bad job in percentage.
Third down and 6. Keating from shotgun just gets it away and picks up the first down, and breaking away is Nate Davis. It gets down to the 22-yard line. Well, Keating really stood in that time because he was clobbered just as he got it away. Nate Davis made the grab. John Zalos finally made the stop. But 18 yards on the pass play. 1st and 10, Mansfield to Bloomsburg 22.
Super quarterback and then tough running after the catch. One thing that's making it a little bit harder for him when he's back in shotgun, he has to wait for that snap. It's very slow at coming back. It throws the whole time into the playoff. Then he takes that shot.
From the 22, gets the snap again, breaks free of the Bloomsburg defender, and then is wrapped up at the 20-yard line. Lee Strawbridge coming in to make the play for the Huskies. Strawbridge, an excellent athlete out of Harrisburg High School, actually a quarterback in high school, and has played a little bit of quarterback in his career here at Bloomsburg. Now in that secondary, makes the tackle, gain of 3, 2nd down and 7, Mansfield at the Bloomsburg 19-yard line.
I think one of the toughest reads for a cornerback is the look of pass dropping into your zone and then seeing the quarterback attack the line of scrimmage. He played it well.
Now Keating under center, takes the snap, rolls left, looks to throw, fires the pass, has his man, Davis inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. Boy, John Zalos appeared to be in good shape to knock it down, maybe make the interception, but somehow Keating got that pass in there to Nate Davis, and Mansfield with a 1st down inside the 2-yard line of Bloomsburg.
He's a leading receiver for this team. His 162 yards in receptions is tops on the team, and yet he's been invisible into this particular series. A very tough individual, good hands, and then strong running after the catch. He's a bull.
Jason Donaday will be looking for his 2nd touchdown of the ball game as he gets the call off the left side. He fumbles the ball, and Bloomsburg gets on the ball at the 7-yard line. John Imp with the recovery. Donaday just couldn't hang on, and Imp with the recovery, and Bloomsburg will take over.
Looking at the end zone, his vision as to where he's going to make his breaks, and there's problem with the exchange. He never gets the ball cleanly. So as his body is going one way, the ball just drops to the turf, and he can't get back to recover it. So the Huskies prevent that scoring drive as Mansfield turns the ball over to them.
Line of scrimmage, the 8-yard line. Bloomsburg with the ball, 11:57 remaining in the football game. Bloomsburg 60 and Mansfield 7. I formation behind quarterback Mike Dominic was a slot to the left side. Brett Kozlowski gets the call. Kozlowski stood up, but gets out to the 11. Rich Entrott, the freshman linebacker from West Scranton, got good penetration.
Running for these running backs.
Howie Smith, the tight end, to the left side as Dominic off play action, rolls right to throw. He fires a pass, and he has his man, Howie Smith, out at the 28-yard line. So Smith, the tight end from North Schuylkill, comes back on the ball, makes the catch. Charles Morrison and John Lipsy combine on the tackle for Mansfield. Mike Dominic doing a good job on the roll.
He throws well on the run. In fact, in comparing Glenn McNamee to this particular quarterback, one skill or advantage that I think this guy does a little bit better is that Dominic can throw while running and attacking the line of scrimmage. McNamee also is good on the run, but Dominic really is strong with that skill.
1st and 10, Huskies at their own 29-yard line. I formation. Dominic gives the ball to Eddie Crothers, the sophomore from Carlisle, who's in there. He tries the left side and nothing doing. He'll perhaps lose a yard on the play. Mike Abrashinsky, a junior out of Marion Catholic, in on the play for the Mountaineers of Mansfield. Eddie Crothers has some good numbers for the Huskies on the season and limited playing time from that tailback spot. That time, though, he loses a yard back to the 28, 2nd down and 11.
He has 25 carries for 120 yards, was just short of 5 yards a carry. Strong running back, shows a lot of talent, great potential.
Rashid Braddock is ahead of Eddie Crothers in the I formation as Dominic gives the ball to Eddie Crothers, tries the left side, he gets to the 31-yard line. Rich Entrott makes the tackle, so 3 yards on the carry. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Bloomsburg. Huskies with the football at their own 31 with 9:58 to go in this football game. Bloomsburg leading by that lopsided margin of 60-7 as they prep for what will be a big meeting on the road at Millersville next Saturday afternoon.
It's always a great game. That'll be a key one this year. Should be exciting.
Usually has a lot to do with deciding the PSAC East title. Kozlowski, the lone running back behind Dominic. Kozlowski gets the call, tries the left side, looking for the 1st down yardage, and he has it. Another good effort by Brett Kozlowski. Charles Morrison, the free safety, makes the play. And Steve St. Clair in there for Mansfield as well. Dominic sets him down. He's got a slot to the right side. Kozlowski again, the lone running back from the 43-yard line. Long count by the redshirt freshman quarterback. Gives to Kozlowski, sweeps the right side. Flags flies. He cuts inside 50, the 48-yard line. Flag on the play. It'll be a holding call against Bloomsburg. Jim Nicholson made the tackle for Mansfield.
I'll march it on back. Maybe a little more trivia, Jim. Some great coaches have come out of Mansfield. Among them, George Woodruff had his start at Mansfield and then went on to one of the greatest programs in collegiate football. 124 wins, only 15 losses, and 2 ties. Can you name that program?
No,
one of the finest. Nicknamed the Quakers. University of Pennsylvania.
I was going to say it can't be Penn.
He actually coached John Heisman and John Outland and Charles Wharton, who eventually dedicated the Wharton School to him. So some great football tradition springing out of Mansfield.
9-10 remaining in this football game. Kozlowski takes the call off the left side. Brett Kozlowski powers out to the 40-yard line, picks up 8. Mike Abershinsky in on the tackle for Bloomsburg. The Huskies had some great numbers rushing the football and also defensively against the rush coming into this ball game. And those numbers will be even more impressive after this one.
Yeah, they averaged 260 yards on the ground with Ziegler's 200 and Kozlowski's 130 now. They're well above that particular average with plenty of time.
2nd and 14, Bloomsburg at their own 40-yard line. Dominic sets him down, slot to the left side, give us to Kozlowski off the left side, turns the corner over midfield to the 45, to the 40, 35, 30, still on his feet. Kozlowski tripped up inside the 20-yard line. Terrific effort. We talked earlier in the ball game about the Huskies wide receivers blocking downfield. That time Randy Davidson got a good block on the far side of the field. Kozlowski with a terrific effort to the Mansfield 18. Huskies moving from our left to our right here in the 4th quarter. Mike Dominic, freshman quarterback, at the controls. The Huskies at the Mansfield 18-yard line with a first down. After that latest effort, a 42-yard run by Brett Kozlowski.
Puts his game total at 15 carries for 172 yards.
Slot to the right side. Eddie Crothers is the tailback now. Chris Robinson, the fullback, ahead of him in the I formation. The give is to Crothers up the middle. Crothers running hard inside the 10, still on his feet, dragging tacklers down near the 5-yard line. Strong effort by the sophomore Eddie Crothers. Charles Morrison, the free safety, finally makes the play for Mansfield.
He's a strong runner, number 3 on the depth chart, but very, very talented. That time he knew it was going to be his call. He had the timeout to think about it, got himself pumped up. The line was rested. Great surge off the left side. He's hit, but he just keeps the feet chugging and pumping and maximizes the yardage.
10 yards on the carry. 1st and goal. Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 8. Davidson on a wing to the right side. Lallemand, the tight end of that side. Crothers gets the call and tries that side. Inside the 3. Crothers very close to the goal line, but it comes up short. His second down call coming. Richie Carmel makes the stop for Mansfield.
Was strong running. Didn't seem like the seam was going to be there, but as the blockers were fronting their men, they forced them to give ground step by step. Crothers kept inching it ahead. Tried to slice through one seam and comes up just short inside that 1-yard line.
2nd down and goal. Bloomsburg at the Mansfield 1. Howie Smith, the tight end on the right. Lallemand to the left side, and Crothers, the tailback, in the eye. And it is Eddie Crothers that gets the call off the left and gets in for Bloomsburg touchdown. The sophomore from Carlisle in for the score.
Nice surge off the left, follows his fullback, and then just pushes as hard as he can. The referees signal that touchdown, so the Huskies raise this already lopsided score.
And quite a drive by Bloomsburg, 92 yards altogether. And James Haynes Haynes will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Mike Dominic. Ron Loco, the usual holder, but Huskies with substitutes at a lot of spots. The snap is there, the placement, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field, 6:50 to go in the football game. The score, Bloomsburg 67 and Mansfield 7. We'll be back. 3 weeks ago, Bloomsburg set a school record with 64 points in a victory here at Redmond Stadium against Lock Haven. Today, the Huskies have broken that record, 67 points now on the board. As Tom Boop kicks off, and the kick is very, very short and very high, and Williams on the run at the 20-yard line to the 25, turns the corner at the 30, and ridden down the open field at the 34. John Zalos with a terrific open field tackle coming down under that kick for the Huskies. 6 minutes and 42 seconds remaining, and Bloomsburg leading by a tune of 67-7.
It's been one-sided, and yet we see Mike Keating coming out to try to lead his troops on and get a few more points on the scoreboard. But a tough game for him. He's been sacked on 7 occasions, and he's a rather feisty individual. He's been running right back with it.
He'll be operating from shotgun as here comes the rush again, and he's tripped up and sacked back at the 28-yard line. Chris Luff, sophomore, 6'2", 247-pounder out of Daniel Boone High School, makes the play for the Huskies. So one more sack and a loss of 6. Second down and 16, and Mansfield going without a huddle. So they have a slot to the right side, and Keating takes the snap from shotgun, fires it to the sideline, intended for Davis, incomplete. And it will stop the clock and bring up third down and 16. Lee Strawbridge in the coverage for Bloomsburg.
They'll huddle now with the clock stopped. One of those strange philosophies. Coaches, of course, want to look like they're giving it every effort, but there's no realistic way in the world you can make up this deficit. Teams have a talent mismatch at this point, so the no huddle seemed a bit strange. And I guess you want to sort of send a message to your players that you never quit. You always play as hard as you can, and you do whatever it takes.
But you also give Bloomsburg an opportunity to score even more, even though the Huskies are playing it very conservatively, as Keating takes the snap back to throw, steps up into it, fires over the middle, has a man, completion out to the 45-yard line. It's Joe Pavinsky, the tight end, and Jared Alleman makes the stop for the Huskies.
8 of 14 passing for quarterback Mike Keating in this half. Those are nice numbers, and it's been a weakness of this team. So they are honing some skills for future games, trying to rally behind this quarterback.
16 yards on that reception. Now Keating back to throw, looking, plenty of time, breaks down now, and he has to carry the football. He's hit, coughs it up. It looks like Mansfield is on it near the 45-yard line. They have an injured player on the field for Bloomsburg. Chris Luff appears to be shaken up on the play, as Keating able to pick up 2 to the 46-yard line. It'll be second down and 8 as Luff on his feet.
And quarterback was scrambling. The potential for the 9th sack of the game was there. However, he gets to the line of scrimmage and is able to fall forward for about a yard, so it prevents the sack from showing up in the statistics, although the Huskies' pressure does break the play down.
Second down and 8. Mansfield with the football at their own 46-yard line. Slot to the right side. From shotgun. Snap to Keating. Keating over the middle, has a man wide open. Pavinsky, the tight end, tries to break a tackle, but is brought down at the 35-yard line of Bloomsburg. So 19 yards to the tight end, Pavinsky. Mitch Lee makes the stop for Bloomsburg, and Mansfield will come quickly to the line of scrimmage without a huddle. Keating takes the snap, back to throw, fires wildly, and it's an incompletion, and it will stop the clock.
Game in any way. Defenses really can penetrate to try to stop the run, and if pass becomes obvious, then you just continue with that same charge.
Second and 10 from shotgun. Keating steps up into it. Now he's hit as he gets the pass away. Nate Davis again with the catch and gets out of bounds at the 25-yard line for another first down. John Smith and Mitch Lee combine on the stop.
A strange skewing of the statistics. Nate Davis and Joe Pavinsky had no catches prior to this half, and now they each have contributed 3 catches to their offensive successes. different strategies, different emphases. It seems rather unique that these people are now contributing when they weren't involved in the game early.
Of course, the Huskies with lots of subs in there as Keating takes the snap and fires over the middle. Pavinsky makes the catch and gets down to the 5-yard line. Just couldn't keep his footing or he would have gotten into the end zone.
Yeah, he's finding the seam. The linebackers are up honoring the run fake, and the secondary is dropping deep on deeper receivers. So the tight end finds that middle zone behind the linebackers, but in front of the safeties. And in that 15 to 20-yard range, he's been making some very nice catches.
First and goal at the 4, 20 yards on that reception. Mansfield looking to get on the board one more time with 4.5 minutes to go in this football game, and Keating back to throw, and he fires and has Brandon, and Brandon is brought down at the 1-yard line. Good tackle at the 1 as he caught it there. John Smith, a redshirt freshman, makes the play for the Huskies. Mansfield picks up 3. It'll be second down and goal at the Bloomsburg 1.
Little rollout action, pressure coming on him. He finds that receiver underneath, but a fine saving tackle to prevent the touchdown.
Lee Brandon, the running back for Mike Keating at the 1-yard line. Brandon gets the call up the gut and gets in for the touchdown. So Mansfield on the board with 3:56 to go in the game.
They had a setback up in front of him. Who led the blocking was Brent Clark, an extra tight end. So they telegraphed where they wanted to go, but with the determination of adding a little bit to cut into this huge deficit, they do get that touchdown. They're going to set up for a 2-point conversion, spot the ball on the left hash.
10-play drive engineered by the junior out of Coughlin High School in Wilkes-Barre, Mike Keating. And with 3:56 remaining, Mansfield will go for the 2-point conversion. They're taking a long time getting this one out of the huddle. We'll see if they can beat the game clock. It's down to 2, and they use a timeout around the conference as Williams in motion to the right side. Keating takes the snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires and throws it out of bounds. So timeout on the field, 3:53 to go in the football game. The score, Bloomsburg 67 and Mansfield 13. We'll be back. Huskies with Westchester about to lose. Good news where the regional rankings are concerned. Huskies trying to get into that. Certainly done their part here, rolling over Mansfield. Mansfield following their extra point with a pooch kick high downfield. Comes up short. Randy Davidson gets it at the 25-yard line, and Bloomsburg will take over the football with 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining, and the Huskies leading by a score of 67 to 13. Third quarterback of the ball game, Kevin Visluski. He'll set his team down at the 26-yard line is where the line of scrimmage is. And Eddie Crothers will get the call, and Crothers has some running room, and he's over the 40, and he's out to the 45, and out to the 47-yard line. So Bloomsburg's huge rushing numbers on the afternoon continue. Richie Carmel makes the stop. And getting back to that thought before the commercial break, it's just not a good thing to see scores like this around the conference. And I mentioned the disparity between the upper echelon of teams and the lower just seems to be getting wider and wider and wider. Not to say that Mansfield and Cheney and Lock Haven can't build something in a couple of years, but boy, it does not look good at this point.
No, it doesn't.
As Bloomsburg sets him down at the 47-yard line, the give is to Crothers once again. He gets all the way to the Mansfield 41-yard line before John Greer can make the stop. Of course, to carry that point a little further, you don't have to go too far back to find a 1-9 season for the Huskies of Bloomsburg.
No, it takes some changes. Of course, Joe Viadella here at Mansfield is in his second year and trying to build, playing a lot of young people. A lot of redshirt freshmen are populating his starting unit. And if you look at the 2 deep, you see the youth. It takes patience, but as you mentioned, the disparity is rather noticeable.
Crothers again on the carry, and Bloomsburg just playing very, very basic, straight-ahead football, trying to be as conservative as possible with the score being what it is, and still marching toward that Mansfield goal line now at the 34-yard line.
Of course, with a lot of freshmen and sophomores in your 2 deep, when you do substitute here at the end of the game and play the other people, it's going to be a rather weak defensive unit when you're going against another team's subs. The Huskies are still pushing that ball straight ahead.
On the 34-yard line, Rashid Braddock gets the call. Braddock breaking tackles, gets down to the 25-yard line of Mansfield for a 1st and 10. Charles Morrison, the free safety, makes the play. As the clock winding down here, a little over 2 minutes to go in the football game. Reminder, just a couple of hours. The high school football broadcast WJMW, the Panthers of Bloomsburg, their homecoming game against Hughesville. We'll be on the air with a pregame show at 7 from that one. As the call goes to Eddie Crothers. Crothers off the left side. Crothers down to the 15-yard line of Mansfield. Bloomsburg may have another 1st down. 1:45 to go.
They're pushing it on in down there, working very hard. Chris Robinson is at fullback now, and he's doing the lead blocking. He created a stalemate up in the hole. Crothers then bounces it 1 hole wider and makes that strong run. 9 yards, just short of the 1st down.
Yeah, they mark it at the 16, 2nd down and 1. And Bislowski gives the ball to Crothers. He has the 1st down at the 10, at the 5, and he goes in for a touchdown. Eddie Crothers in off the left side, 16 yards for the score.
Well, he wasn't really trying for it. He just wanted to get that 1st down, but as people sort of come up hard to try to stop that, he finds a seam off to the left, and he coasts on into the flag. 16 yards gives him a total of 10 carries for 76 yards on the game. So the number 3 tailback is posting some nice numbers.
And James Haynes will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Mike Dominic. Snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field, 1:16 to go in the football game with the score. Bloomsburg 74 and Mansfield 13. We'll be here. Bloomsburg with a school record-setting day. 74 points on the board. The last score coming on a touchdown run by sophomore Eddie Crothers. James Haynes with the extra point. 74-13 Huskies, just 1:16 to go. And still another kickoff. Tom Boop's kick bounces high. Jason Williams back at a 15-yard line and brought down back at the 10 as he backtracks. Good coverage downfield by Joey Thompson of the Huskies. So Mansfield gets it one more time. Again, a reminder, next Saturday afternoon's game at Millersville is a 1:30 kickoff. Big ball game where the PSAC East is concerned. The Marauders of Millersville at home tonight against Lock Haven should have their way there and officially set the stage. We'll be on the air starting with the Husky Countdown show at 1 o'clock. Mike Keating from shotgun, back to throw. He'll be sacked one more time back at his 4-yard line as Chris Luff makes the play for the Huskies.
6, 7, 8, 9 sacks is what I'm counting, Jim. I've lost count. One more sack and they'll equal their season total of 10. They're just not giving up. He almost was sacked for a safety. He got that deep. Husky set another record, Jim, 512 yards rushing. That's an incredible total.
As the give on the play is to Lee Brannon. Brannon straight ahead gets to the 6-yard line. On what might be the last play of the game, Tony Brown in that defensive unit for the Huskies makes the play. Brown is the brother of Bloomsburg's starting center, Victor Brown. As time winding down on Bloomsburg's biggest point production in the school's football history as Mansfield from the 6-yard line gives straight ahead to Donady. He'll pick up a yard on the play on the final play of the ball game. The final here today, Bloomsburg 74, Mansfield 13. We'll be back with the scoring and statistics right after this.
With the final score, Bloomsburg 74, Mansfield 13.
Hey, Jack, I went to Denny's this morning. That guy did it.